Y bueno chicos, seguimos con las partidas entre Nocturns Gaming y Luminosity. La verdad que la primera partida fue muy buena y en esta nos vamos a encontrar una sorpresa. Como están viendo chicos, ANUBIS va a ir en la línea de medio, que casi nadie piquea a este dios y la verdad que tiene un muy buen potencial. Sumado a esto, Esmitero va a jugar con Bakasura, otro de los dioses que no se utiliza mucho en el ámbito competitivo. La verdad que es una partida muy buena para ver y no tiene desperdicio, así que aprovechen de esta genial partida porque la verdad que van a haber jugadas muy buenas. Así que bueno, comencemos con el resumen de esta partida.
Dive the mid laner in the back line. I highly doubt that ANUBIS is the one he really wants to try and take the 1v1 with.
No, not at all, right? I mean, I like this, right? Because you don't want to pick someone who's going to be super reliant on their dash anyway, because the boxer is going to be trying to cripple you and just burn you down really fast. So ANUBIS kind of is the one you pick, right? Who can just lifesteal, throw down, and try and just win the fight, right?
Well, that's the thing. He just lifesteals through the regurgitate. If you have all those minions grouped up in one place, you're just giving Gino free HP, essentially. It's already in his intentions to prioritize lifesteal.
Gino most likely on the backside, so we'll see if that ends up being the route they want to
Honestly, I'd rather see Nocturns try to consistently pressure out Cloud, but it's Noita Lover who's going to get blown up before he even has a chance to respond. Gino will get forced out of the purification beads, and Lian hoping for a return fire kill. Rom up into the air. Astral Barrage needs one more shot to find it, but inbound still staying alive until that final auto on the connection.
Zion 6 does eventually find him, but it's a 2-for-1. Zion ends up falling as well, but with the Athena coming in, they might want to look for the re-engage. Gino's low, Smitero finds the kill to make it 2-for-2, and they are not done. That's a great pin from Weekend to hit Route 2, but with Daylon making the rotation, Cloud could certainly be in some trouble. If he has the dive bomb, he can try and get over the wall, but he's juking around the Gold Fury. The stun lands. There's the dive bomb to reposition. Smitero wants to jump to follow up. Reach passive is there, and yeah, Cloud is he's certainly dead.
Started off really promising for lead in that small spot. Why even bother risking it?
Regurgitate comes down. Cloud might be in some trouble. Gets out of the cripple field, but the snipes will be waiting. Even Defender of Olympus, they really want to take down Cloud, who, remember, was kind of the hero for LG in Game 1. He ends up paying for it. Gino going to drop down the ultimate, but not enough. Smitero just walks away.
And this is exactly where Nocturne's attention should be towards. I think that Cloud might have underestimated
on from Noita Lover to at least get one set of relics without much commitment from their side. Looks like a bit of a rotation from Zion 6. Another taunt. He can't find it. Gets immediately controlled and blown up. Gino finds the kill. Zion 6 contributing from over the wall, but Smitero falls as well. A double for the Anubis here in the early game, and he's still full HP.
Smitero was just so stubborn in that moment. There was no reason. You already lost your support. Does seem a little bit more composed, though, for Luminosity after that initial early spill. That was a pre-planned attack onto Noita Lover, and Smitero gonna lose those purification beads one more time here. Noito trying to force out the taunt to Gino, but instead eats the laser straight to the dome instead.
It's a great taunt coming out from Weekend as well to stop those autos from going through. That's what allows him to clean up that final kill. Noita Lover in some trouble now as he's getting barreled down on by Inbound. Weekend low as well and has to turtle form back out of there. Now it's Inbound who's left on a bit of an island. Kiki comes in with the Dharmic Pillar's taunt to keep the RDO moving towards the rest of the team, but they just don't have the follow-up damage. Inbound is out of there, and Luminosity get away clean.
It was only Lian there to try and follow up from Daylon's rotation.
The part that's confusing to me is we've already established that the Anubis probably isn't going anywhere. It is not as if you really need to stick to him, right? He's going to root himself in the ground and try and do more damage than you, as now Inbound is in some trouble. Smitero is chewing through the RDO without any much trouble, and they're able to find a nice kill there, but a lot committed.
But I still feel like that was so much
to zoom in on. Maybe if he's looking for Weekend, it can work for him there, but look at this. Nocturns would have come back towards the Gold Fury with a bit of an advantage. The rest of LG are nearby. Weekend has his beads forced out, but now it's Noita Lover who gets punished. Gino has way too much damage.
Noita doesn't even get a chance to respond. He's down and out for the count before he can even get a chance to run away. This sprint also, I don't think we've really seen many opportunities for this Athena to even pop it.
Yeah, Noitu's just a little bit too far forward from the back end of that fight, gets punished, but we're not done yet. Gold Fury now below half HP. Daylon does drop the Earthling Fury, looking for the snipe to Zion 6. LG confirm the objective and get the kill onto Daylon thanks to Clout. Leon is also very low. Weekend finds him. Smitero gets one answer back. Noi2 as well to try and make it 2 for 2 so far, and they want more. Zion 6 very healthy and inbound very low, but able to just barely get out and find the heal. Smitero goes down.
Zion 6 still trying to deal with Cloud on the backside, but forgets that he's got company with Kiki and inbound right behind him. Astral Arrow proc gonna find inbound in the end here. Cloud still on the runaway though. I'm not sure Noito's going to be able to close the gap, not with Kiki right around the corner.
Yeah, if Kiki comes over, this is absolutely done, and Noiti won't be able to find anything there, and Kiki will force him back. That was good from Nocturns to find. Nocturns have been able to go largely blow for blow with LG, I would say, in these sets. Last game, towards the late game, LG started to outclass them a bit, but here so far, Nocturns are still hanging with them. They go for the taunt onto inbound. Cloud has a good bit more damage. Horrific Emblem and the slow from the Suns forced the ult and the Aegis out from Zion 6. He sends Cloud and inbound going, but they expended a lot on their end. Good
return fire damage, but it's that Sentry War that's going to let him know Smitero's running up right to them. He's got the Regurgitate, going to focus out inbound instead. Kill the bear while he's there, and it won't be there for much longer.
Taco dropping bars and LG dropping the Pyromancer on the right-hand side. Nocturne's going to have to respond by looking for this tier 1 tower. They should be able to get this one without any trouble, without any real answer back. And Nocturnes again going blow for blow with LG. 9-9, 18 minutes in, and still very even.
They might keep pushing here. It's only Clout. Kiki will start running up the lane just in time, but I think Nocturnes might have a chance to bring this one down. No, instead they're going to play it safe.
Our Gold Fury being burned relatively quickly by Clout. Dharmic Pillars is there to zone everyone away. We can find Zion 6 very early on, and Gino putting in plenty of good damage onto Daylon as well. Gold Fury now under their sights. They've gotten 2 kills, and the objective very likely is there's no way in for Nocturnes.
Yeah, that was Gino hitting Daylon, by the way, with the laser beam. Don't sweat it too much, but more importantly, Weekend just decimating Zion 6. He didn't even have a chance to react, and they're looking to take full advantage of it, pulling the Fire Giant, if anything, to bait the engagement just like this. Though Etho Lover going to be the first one to fall victim to this baited trap by Luminosity.
Man, all those slows, it was basically a root in there, man. No way. Come back to the Pyromancer instead. Smitero, though, is looping around the backside. Regurgitate forces Beads and Aegis immediately out from Clout on the back end. He has the Defender of Olympus on top of him as well. Gino standing in place, but the Fire Giant's been procced as well, throwing out damage onto everyone. It's Snipe City for Zion 6 as he pulls out the scope and takes down Noi2 Lover.
Weekend, though, trying to play damage control, will end up finding Smitero, but it's going to cost him his life in the end.
Huge.
4-for-1 exchange here as Nocturnes wind up on top, and this could be the Fire Giant.
Huge play from Smitero there, man. He brought the kill threshold down on everyone so low between him and the Agni, then up into the air went Zion 6 to finish off the damage. Now they've got Fire Giant. Clout has no way in to try and defend, and just like that, this game has swung back the other direction. Nocturnes knocking on the door of some towers for LG.
Luminosity just thought that they had the aggressive front on that Fire Giant. They were not expecting that deep wraparound from Smitero, but the timing could not have been better. All of the cooldowns had just been freshly expended on that Pyromancer, so they didn't have anything, putting a little bit of too much pressure, I feel, onto Lian to try and proc that anti-heal against this self-sustaining comp from Lumi.
But this is the part I don't get about the hastened Atalantas, right? He wasn't running anyone down in that fight. He like drops the Regurgitate down, and it's just this big clumped up fight that he hits everyone. I don't know.
I've still got my fingers crossed this winds up being a stone.
With Weekend waiting, Blink, I'm sure, primed to try and find some nice knockups and a big setup for the rest of his team. They're trying to force their way into the tier 2 tower now. Weekend still very patient over the wall. Dharmic Pillars, and there's the knockup. Earth and Fury, though, is good from Daylon to hit everyone. Big taunt back in right into the Suns is good damage for LG, but Inbound and Weekend have got to run. But they defend the tower for now.
But Zion survives. That's the big thing that I'm really looking at. Their Hunter, they're clear for these structures, managed to live through all of that focus because Luminosity weren't looking at anybody else from Nocturne. They just wanted Zion, and they couldn't find him. So now they're forced to fall away from their T2 tower. They're forced to try and make this last stand on their Phoenix, and Nocturnes might not want to stick around.
A little bit surprised they're trying to force this one down, and Noi2 Lover is the one who gets caught off guard. The wrap is there and right, but look over left. Smitero is going to be able to grab a tier 2 over here relatively for free. There's no one nearby to stop him here, so he's got to trust the rest of his team in the 4v5 to defend and make this a favorable trade. And
teleport a little bit preemptively here to make it back to the fight.
Kiki drops down the Dharmic Pillars. That's been a key cooldown for them so far. To lose a little bit early in the engage, and Noi2 Lover again stunned inside the damage from Gino on this Anubis, but he does make his way back out, but that shell expended. Now it's Daylon caught out into silence, but he makes it away as well. LG have very nicely baited quite a few cooldowns from Nocturns, and now they're going to start up the Fire Giant.
Daylon does have teleport. He should back to base and then teleport back in. He's just not healthy enough to want to stick around on his own accord. Got that Athena ultimate on him right now, though, and the damage mitigation could not have been better timed.
Spatero again, though, with a wraparound on the backhand side. Zion 6 with the snipes helps his boy out. Spatero finds the double. LG now reeling off the damage on this Bakasura. Dharmic Pillars back up again, and Kiki just barely makes it out, but Lean able to find inbound. Lean finds the double, taken down Cloud. Kiki gets at least one, but Zion 6 finds the deicide. Nocturnes
mid lane.
Send LG back.
That might be game. Finch, they can just push down the mid lane Phoenix. They have a wave in the mid lane. There's another one that's approaching. Just look at all these archers. I think Luminosity might have just lost.
They gotta gas pedal this, though. They gotta keep moving. They need to get Zion 6 here in line right away. But what a huge fight. Twice in this game, Smatero was able to wrap around the backside of LG and catch them sleeping. 18 plus seconds. Weekend will be back up in 13, but the whole team is here. Minus Leon. They're gonna try and burn down the Titan quickly before anyone from LG can respawn. That's game 1, or game 2 rather, the first for Nocturnes going their way.
Daylon's so excited, doesn't even bother resetting that Titan, didn't want to take any chances whatsoever, and that is going to be a loss for Luminosity. The